Good evening, ladies and gents. Samuel Semantic in the building, aka Sam Sim, Sammy Seaman, you know. Uh, Chilling, actually thawing out. Had a productive day today, riding home this afternoon, bumping the late great notorious B.I.G. in regards to the 20-year death anniversary. Um, Today, man, I just listened to another video. Actually, I listened to two videos from two fellow YouTubers. Actually, these guys I would consider, high up there as far as the YouTube ranks. Both of them are great people. Both of them, I've watched a lot of their videos, and I got a lot of respect for both of them, and especially my dude Rom Wells, man. I mean, he's a cool guy. He's wrote a lot of great material. He made a response to a video. Actually, I turned his video on first because of the topic, just the name of it itself, the ideal man versus reality. But when I turned on his video, I found that he was actually responding to someone else's video, which ironically is another guy who I fuck with, and that's Solo 84, SoloTv84. Um, he actually did a video called "Classic Men Just Aren't Attractive Black Men," and I'm like, all right, well, yeah, let me see what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just within the first, I want to say maybe 3 minutes into that conversation, I was like, oh well, this makes sense. You know why? And I'm just waiting for them to say why because I know they know. The question was, you know, why do these women, and they were basically narrowing it down to black women, but Ron Wells, he made it more broader because he's right. There are a lot of women who tend to act this way. And a lot of women do it. I mean, for the most part in the dating game, you'll see this. So, basically, that conversation on 84, well, I'm sorry, Solo TV 84, basically on his channel, he was discussing some topics with a group of guys on there, and they were like, well, yeah, a woman they just don't know what they're attracted to. They may say that they're attracted to a 6 foot guy, well educated, athletic. They just came up with all of this shit, right? And then when you see him on the street, they're with somebody completely opposite, or they want a smart guy, they want an intelligent guy, and you see him on the street with a thug, or they want a guy who's built and muscular and athletic, and you see them with a fat thug, looking like Pimp C or the late great notorious B.I.G. You know, and I'm sitting here, I'm just waiting for him. I'm like, you guys know about this shit. I mean, I know you guys know this. You guys are intelligent as fuck. Um, and no one said it. So I just went back to Ron Wells' channel because Ron Wells said, just go ahead and check out that shit. So I said, yeah, you know what? Let me go check it out. So it was about 7 minutes, and I went back to Ron Wells, and his shit was about 15 minutes, and I put their links below as well. It was a cool conversation. Both of the videos were great, but I just feel as though it's only necessary for Sam Simi to piggyback on that shit. I'm not as big as these guys are. I mean, these guys are cool, man. I would honestly, I would say that these guys inspired me to get on here and speak because I lived the life and I see it, and I came on here and I was like, oh wow, this is fucking ridiculous. I mean, these guys follow the same rules that I live by, and some of these guys actually studied the same material. So I was like, wow, let me get on here and I'll just kind of make sure that everybody's going the right way in the right direction and shit. And for the most part, a lot of these brothers are. So I was just waiting for you guys to say especially Ron Wills, man. What is up, man? But I was waiting for these guys to say confidence. That's all it is. That's what makes these motherfucking women change their minds. I spoke about this in some of the earlier shit I posted. I don't know, like at the tail end of last month. And I speak a lot about my dating game, and I speak a lot about how at one point, I had to stop being the Minuteman. I was like, okay, I'm able to pull these women now. I'm no longer the lame. I'm still educated, but I'm not the lame guy where it's like, oh, come on, Sam. I'm not in the friend zone. Like, oh, Sam, please, you're not gonna get none of this pussy. We're just friends. You know that. Like, I realized, and I had sporadic times, even when I was more on the educated, like far into the educated lame side. I realized this shit, like, you know what? Damn, tonight was a good night. But I realized too, sometimes I had a little bit of liquor involved and shit, and I was just feeling myself. Like, I wasn't drunk, but I was like tipsy. Like, all right, it's a cool night. I'm vibing, chilling, talking to everybody and shit. And women were just flocking. Like I'm serious. This is some crazy shit. Went out to one of my friends' parties, and we had a lot of women there. Invited women from the job there and everything. And normally when I used to go to these parties back years ago, I used to just kind of watch the scene, play the wall a little bit, sip on a drink, maybe walk around, check out each corner of the fucking place. But shit, man, once I started like, just walking in the middle, dancing a little two-step a little here and there, and then, say, hey, how you guys doing? Hey, all right, what's up? And, mingle around and shit, just general conversation. Hey, what's up, man? Yeah, how you doing? All right, yeah. Go up to the bar, get a drink, head up, and, just have that feeling of confidence. And once you have that shit, it's like, yeah, it's no problem to snag a female. They're like, damn, this motherfucker's feeling good. Let's see what he's all about. But they're definitely not gonna fuck with a wallflower. And I don't really hear a lot of educated lames talking about that shit. Like, how do you? Which I don't think a lot of educated lames would really think that it's necessary. But if you want to get women, I mean, it definitely is showing some type of confidence. I mean, you guys know that the woman, for the most part, she wants a guy that's going to protect her. She wants a guy that's going to be able to save her out of a detrimental situation. When I was like dating the fully ratchet females because they just looked good, and I was like, man, okay, maybe I can work with her. Maybe, just maybe. She only has one daughter. Daughter's pretty cool. I don't have any kids, but she's fine as fuck. Damn. And there were some instances where they had a problem with one of her girlfriends. One of her girlfriends was complaining because the guy got in a fight, behind some shit that happened with their baby mama. And this guy would get beat up by some other guys and shit because he had an argument with the baby mama's previous boyfriend or some crazy shit like that. And, this girl actually asked me twice in two situations. She asked me, she was like, so if, my baby daddy's boys came over here and my baby daddy was trying to rough me up, would you protect me? And I was like, well, depending on the fucking situation. I mean, if all these niggas are trying to jump you, hell, if a lot of females were trying to jump you, then, I would protect you to make sure that you wouldn't get your ass whooped. Yeah, I'd make sure these motherfuckers wasn't on your ass. I wouldn't let you get jumped. I forgot how the story went, but she would just ask me like little random shit. Like, would you protect me in this type of situation? Like, yeah, fucking right. But the first thing I'm going to do is just make sure these fucking situations never happen. And part of the ways of making sure this situation never happens is to leave you alone because it seems like these situations may occur fucking with you. So I left her alone. But even with the Asian girls that I fucked around with, in the clubs and white girls that I fucked around with, you're right, it has to do with confidence. It has to do with, a certain type of confidence. You don't want to overdo it. It's just nice and mellow and chill. You know, just like the guy said on his video. He talked about, what did he say? He said that you know, he was trying to get with one girl, and the girl wouldn't holler at him, and then later on, you know, he was singing "Happy Birthday" to another friend, and the girl who he liked heard it. You know, so eventually one of his friends said, "Well, you know, you wouldn't believe who wants to fuck with you." And he went through a list of girls, just playing around, you know, like, you know, the girls who he was mildly attracted to, but he didn't name the one who he was really, really attracted to because, he wouldn't think that she would want to talk to him. But little behold, it was. It was her. She actually wanted to fuck with him. Why? Because he sung confidently in front of her friend. You know, that's all it is. It's all it is. It's just that confidence shit. I tell you, man, there's so many females where, you know, I didn't really speak. I was like, you know, real reserved and, you know, shallow with them. And then the minute I started like being more open and talking more and laughing more, then this happened to a white woman. It happened to a white girl. She was like, she pulled me to the side and she was like, you know, that's the type of Sam I like. I want to see more of this. I like this new guy. I love him. I was like, oh, yeah. She was like, yeah, I love this guy. You know? Shoot. Seriously. That's the same girl I'm talking about with the Roadhead story. When I talk about how, you know, one of these high up ladies at my job, you know, we had a party, and after the party, you know, shit went down. That's the story. Yeah, I like this new guy. I love him. And it was the same me. I was just more open with them. I just feel like there's a time for me to just be reserved, and there's a time for me because honestly, I'm the type of guy where um, I don't think motherfuckers could. I haven't even partied the way that I could party if I really wanted to. I've never done it before. I just know how outspoken I am. I know the power of sizing men up with words and also physically. I understand it, and it took me, you know, a little while to just get it all the way together because I was so focused on education. But oh yeah, seriously, now this is all about the confidence. That's why it's easy. I mean, little times we can argue that money is involved as well. That's why we're able to see, you know, some ugly fucking buck teeth, I don't know, buckwheat fucked up person, you know, like he's able to pull a fine bitch, like someone like Seal is able to pull a bad bitch, you know, or somebody like Sam Cassell is able to pull a bad bitch. That's where it comes from. It comes from the fact that he has money, and of course, with that money, this motherfucker's gonna be confident. So, I mean, I can add a little more to that, but I think that's what it is, man. You know, even with Urkel, I mean, look at Family Matters. Granted, that's a TV show, but it's the perfect example. I mean, Steve Urkel and Stephon Urkel is the same person. The only difference is, well, you know, you can't really say that Steve Urkel didn't have confidence because he was pushing up on Laura real heavy. It's just the fact that this Urkel motherfucker had swag, you know, and there's not enough motherfuckers out there who have both, who honestly, genuinely have both, who are educated and have the swag. And there's a few of them. There's a few YouTubers on here that I know that definitely have it. I mean, you can just tell by the way they speak. They got the shit. I know they do. One of them, just right off the rip, is Angry Man. You know? So, they got it, man. And I'm pretty sure that Angry Man, which, you know, I watch some of his stuff. I don't watch him all the time, but I could just tell by his swag, like, yeah, he's educated and he has confidence. And I know for sure, I just know that, you know, if he got a female around him, if he with one, know she cold. She gotta be. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, you guys. But yeah, confidence, man. Yes, indeed. And it's not too much confidence either, because you don't want too much confidence where these females think you're thirsty. And you find that with a lot of other races of women, like a lot of Asian women. You know, they want a guy to take control and to take charge and to be able to make decisions for them. I'll tell you, man, one more story before I get out of here. There was a girl who I really, really liked a lot, man, and I just never thought that she would ever fuck with me. I mean, this girl was bad. I'm talking video vixen, right? So, come to find out, and just get past all of it all, but how women send those hints that they like you and shit. But I realized, like, even over a pizza, even over a pizza, females like a man to make up the decision. Even when you go to a restaurant, females find it attractive when you can take the menu and say, "Oh, baby, okay, well, waiter, let's get blah blah," And if he can speak the language, oh man, that just makes her wet. That's incredible. To have an intelligent thug would be fucking practical for any woman. That would be the typical guy for any black woman to have. Someone who was intelligent to get her out of fucked up decisions or fucked up situations, I should say. And a guy who was masculine enough, because that's what the thugging is, it's all a part of, just being strong and, territorial. So if she had that, because a lot of, he mentioned fat guys. I know some bad females, and that's what they're fucking with. I know this one girl, and she's mixed. She's black and Japanese. Big booty, and small titties, big booty, but her baby daddy is by this light skinned fat guy. I mean, chubby, fat skin like guy. But the guy she's fucking with now, this guy's a D boy, hard, big time D boy. And ask me how I know all of this. She tells me this. Me and her, we're friends. I never fucked her before, but and no, I don't want to. We share the things in common. Like we share a lot of things in common when it comes down to this dating scene. So I'm able to give her my opinion when it comes down to telling, guys, where to get off at or what's right and what's wrong. And she's one of the girls that calls me and tells me the same shit over and over and over and over. I try to tell her, this is what you do, boom, boom. And she's been friends with me for years, for about 5 years, and she's been in several relationships. Several. But, this last one, I've watched her go through the ups and downs and shit for a couple of years. She was fucking this guy. They were fuck buddies, and now she's just fell in love with him. And, at first, before she was trying to get at him, she was like, ooh, this ugly-ass motherfucking... Speaking of Biggie, he looks like Biggie. Just a little bigger than Biggie. It's a little bigger than Biggie Smalls. So, he has this baby. By this Mexican girl, while, they're still fuck buddies. And come to find out, like, she's thinking she's going over by his house, but, she's actually going to the trap. And then he has a wife at home with, like, 4 other kids. And she found this out, like, maybe a year and a half, 2 years after just fucking with him. She was fucking with him over at the drug house. You know what I'm saying? Man, I've been knowing her for all this time. She was telling me all of this shit. And I was like, oh, wow. So what you going to do now? But at that point, she had fell in love with the nigga so much where, before she was talking about he can fuck other guys and I'll fuck other, he can fuck other girls and I'll fuck other guys and shit. And, we have structure because she didn't want to be in a relationship. She just wanted that D from him at first, And yeah, before that, he was just an ugly ass motherfucker. But she kept getting approached by him with confidence. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, look, baby, look how I roll. You know what I'm saying? And floating a little money here and there and shit. But that's how he was able to pull her. A lot of educated lanes, at least the ones that I know, they try to use their material items as bait. They say, well, the way they do it, it's like this one friend I have, he has a Challenger. His is souped up. He has a Dodge Challenger, and the way he has it is, he has a little drone and shit. He painted his drone blue, and he likes to ride around with his fucking little blue drones, you know, following his car and shit like that. So he'll go to the park and shit and play around with it, and you know, even with his car, like he'll take his time pumping his gas when he sees some fucking fine ass women that are right next to him pumping their gas. Instead of talking to him like, hey, how you girls doing? What's up? What y'all up to this weekend? Or anything. Just any type of general conversation. What does he do? He just sits there and pumps his gas, look at him. I mean, me, I look at him and give him the wink, if anything. He doesn't even do that shit. You know? So these women are like, well, damn, okay. And then the way he looks like from the outside, even looking in, I mean, I know what he does. I know exactly what he does. And, you know, he basically looks like, yeah, well, you know, I got this. And he's expecting them to holler first. No, that doesn't work that way. It doesn't work like that, man. These women want you to take charge and talk to them first. That's why they put the bait out here. That's why they come outside with these high-ass fucking boy shorts and shit when they approach the door. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that because I just had that happen to me a few weeks ago. Why you think all of the fucking broke-ass niggas are getting the bad bitches? You know? So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys, you know, do what you guys do, man. You guys are bigger than me. But, you know, I love you guys. I love what you guys are doing. I love what you guys are doing for, you know, the whole black YouTube network, man. It's a beautiful thing, man. And I look forward to, you know, reading a couple of Rom Wills books, too, man. So, that'll be cool, man. Catch some of those books, man. So, I'm going to leave you guys alone now. Have a good night. Sam. Peace.